From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your Evening Update. Your weekend weather update is made possible by Caltrans District 2.
Good evening, everyone. Hope you had a good weekend so far. I'm filling in for Brian Wilson. He had a few things he had to take care of, so I'm filling in for him for the second half of this weekend. Boy, what an amazing amount of rainfall. If you didn't watch the noon forecast, then of course you're watching this for the first time and seeing this for the first time, some of these rainfall totals. Now, before you say, but I saw more or I saw less in my backyard, keep in mind, these are going to be for different locations. It depends on where you are. So at the Reading Airport, saw about 1.5 inches of rainfall. Now, I will say this. There were areas not too far from the airport that saw about 2 inches of rainfall. In West Reading, it was actually less than 1.5 inches. So again, just depends on where you are when you're looking at these numbers. The typical rain-shadowed areas in the central parts of the valley didn't see as much rainfall, but on the east side here, look at Chico. Some areas probably actually did see over 2 inches of rainfall there. In Oroville, about 1.53. Didn't see quite that much, though, off to the north and east. So I was actually anticipating more, but it just didn't quite materialize up there. And keep in mind, there was snow in the mountains, too, down to pretty low elevations, down to about 3,000, 3,500 feet, and locally lower in some cases here. There you can see out in Trinity County, look at these totals along the coast. Between basically 2 inches and 3.5 inches of rainfall. And that was mainly in just a matter of 24 hours. I mean, it says since Friday, but really most of the rain that you're seeing here was kind of a Friday night and then through the day on Saturday event. All right, so here's your headlines. We actually, believe it or not, have a chance for some more showers in the forecast for tomorrow. Now, there actually is going to be a chance for thunderstorms in Modoc County, but for the mountains and the coast, some passing sprinkles, light showers, and the valley will most likely be dry tomorrow. But we do expect drier and warmer conditions through majority of next week, with the valley possibly approaching 90 degrees for the first time this year. Now, at this point, I don't have any 90-degree readings in the forecast just yet, but that may change as we get closer to the end of next week. But overall, I'm still not seeing any major heat waves in sight. But again, it is getting warmer, it is getting drier. All right, so take a look at your neighborhood at a glance here. Now, it looks pretty ominous, okay? So you see the showers there for Trinity, North Coast, Siskiyou, and even the Eastern Mountains. Keep in mind, these are going to be stray sprinkles, maybe a passing light shower, and that is it. Otherwise, mostly cloudy skies. But I am including a chance for thunderstorms in the forecast for tomorrow afternoon in Modoc County. For the valley, just breezy, but should remain dry with partly cloudy skies and slightly warmer. So looking at the Storm Prediction Center's severe outlook, the areas in green is basically just saying, hey, there's a chance for thunderstorms. It doesn't mean it's going to happen, but that's the best chances in the area. I anticipate that by tomorrow, the Storm Prediction Center will have parts of eastern Siskiyou County, all of Modoc, and maybe even parts of northeastern Shasta and into northern Lassen County. I think these areas could see a chance for thunderstorms tomorrow afternoon. And I'll show you why. Let's take a look at Futurecast. We're going to start off with getting you through the rest of this evening and into tonight. So there's tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. There's the passing sprinkles. We're going to start off on the coast. Everywhere else is dry. We may see some morning fog again in the Reading area, in some of these low-lying areas for parts of the valley. I'm going to take you into about noon on Monday. Still the chance for a passing sprinkle light shower for the north coast. There you can see out towards Siskiyou County, but still fairly dry for Trinity County and even Modoc and Lassen counties. But as we go through the afternoon, look what happens. Number one, we are seeing this chance for some sprinkles for parts of Trinity County as well. But you see this? I think this is where we could see some showers and thunderstorms, and that could include eastern Siskiyou, northeastern Shasta, and northern portions of Lassen County as well. I think this is where we have the best chance for thunderstorms to develop tomorrow afternoon. Once that moves out, once that disturbance moves on out of here, we're drying things out and beginning to warm things up. But the valley will probably be looking at some pretty gusty winds, really even as early as tomorrow. In fact, I'll show you that here as we take a look at Futurecast and look at the forecast wind gusts. Here you can see coming in from the west, northwest for the valley, and not to mention the eastern mountains. So a little gusty there, not as bad for the coast. Okay, now we're going to take you into your Tuesday. More of a north wind for the valley. Now, nothing major as you can see here, but it will be gusty at times through the day on Tuesday, not to mention off to the north and east, and even parts of the coast could see some of those gusty winds. So here's the big picture. There's the air low pressure that impacted us yesterday. It's off to the east. We're seeing some of that wraparound moisture that we saw today. Now, we do have a disturbance, if you look closely, right here. That's what's coming in tomorrow. So you see this little dip in the jet stream right here, just a little bit. That's a disturbance that's going to give the north end of Northern California a chance for some of those showers. You saw that on Futurecast. But notice these white lines, the isobars, they're getting tightly packed. What does that mean? Yes, of course. The gusty winds at times, starting as early as tomorrow. That sticks around for Tuesday, right? Then we go into Wednesday, more of a north wind, but still those gusty winds. Area low pressure will develop off to our east, high pressure to our west, still some gusty winds even going into your Thursday, but then eventually that area of low pressure moves out, high pressure builds in toward the end of next week into next weekend, and this is when we'll be approaching that 90-degree mark for some of us in the valley. So temperature is getting much warmer, especially by the time we get into the end of next week and into next weekend. Let's take a look at our wave heights for tomorrow. And you can see as we go through tomorrow afternoon, we're not going to see much change here in the overall forecast. Looks like they may pick up a little bit though as we go on into your Tuesday, as we kind of see those winds begin to pick up a bit. So there's your marine forecast. There actually is a small craft advisory here as we go through the day on Monday with those winds from the south at 10 to 20 knots and waves from the northwest at 8 feet at about 12 seconds. Okay, so here's what it looks like tonight. It's going to be chilly out there, all right? So when you're waking up tomorrow morning, you may need that light jacket. Otherwise, it shouldn't be a bad day as we go through the afternoon. Temperature slowly increasing through the afternoon. But it's cold in the mountains tomorrow morning, 20s and low 30s. We take you into Trinity County, upper 20s, low 30s. But for the inland areas, probably upper 30s to low 40s, and even chilly along the coast with temperatures there tonight in the low 40s. And that's mainly going to be early tomorrow morning. So for tomorrow, yes, temperatures are starting to tick upwards. You see that in the 7-day outlook. Now, I've got the chance for showers in there for Trinity County, but again, don't count on much. Don't cancel any outdoor plans with what you're seeing here, but you will see a passing sprinkle or even a light shower through the day tomorrow. But otherwise, it's warming up. We're getting back in the 80s for Trinity County by the time we get into Friday and through the weekend. Your north coast, taking you to the south here, again, a chance for showers. Nothing to write home about, nothing to cancel any outdoor plans over. We take up north, same situation with that chance for showers, even for some of the inland areas. But again, it's not going to be a big deal, ticking those temperatures upward here through the rest of next week. Your Siskiyou County neighborhood forecast, yes, maybe a chance for a stray sprinkle or a light shower. That's it. Nothing major. Temperatures are increasing a bit. This is where we could see thunderstorms, though, as we go into tomorrow afternoon, otherwise drying out and warming up toward the end of next week and next weekend. Your Eastern Mountains neighborhood forecast. Again, I've got that slight chance in there, especially for the second half of the day. The first half of the day should be dry for all of the Eastern Mountains, including Northern Lassen, Northeastern Shasta County, for example. But by the afternoon, if you see a passing sprinkle developing, and maybe even not out of the question, places like Bernie, maybe Fall River Mills, could see a stray thunderstorm as well. But otherwise, once we get into Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, the rest of the week, it dries out. So it's beginning to warm up in the valley, but nothing too bad, right? Right around 70 for that daytime high for most of us in the valley. You can see about 67, though, for Redding. So still some cooler airs in place, but we are going to start to see those temperatures tick back up for the rest of the week. There you can see breezy conditions too for Monday through Thursday. The wind should eventually finally start to die down by the time we get into Friday, but warming back up into the upper 80s by Friday, Saturday, and maybe even another slight dip by next Sunday.